I'm not saying it's wrong to be rich or to be successful. It's nice to have money. It's good. It gives us facility for spiritual things. But we have to engage that energy because it's God's energy. Whether we are talking about physical labor or trying to understand the teachings or giving our time, energy, or money for spiritual causes, it's all God's energy. If we engage it properly, then we get a spiritual, transcendental result. But if we engage it for our own use, then at best we get a result in the mode of goodness. But what we see is that most people engage in passion and ignorance. They take the money on Friday night, and by Monday morning they're broke. This is most people's life. So that's why we are concentrating on spiritual education. Because by education, a person can learn all these principles, how to live their life in such a way that the work that we do actually becomes spiritual. Consider, for example, the communion ceremony, the Mass. They have the bread and the wine, right? And then they offer it. And what happens? It's transformed from material to spiritual. This is called transubstantiation. The actual substance. I get like really ecstatic when I think about this. The actual substance is transformed from material to spiritual. Now think about it. If God can transform bread and wine, He can transform anything. Anything. Even our own bodies can be transformed from material to spiritual if we use those bodies in the service of God. According to the proportion that we invest. We have a saying, Jesus saves. Moses invests. Krishna spends. Krishna spends. So our mood as devotees of Krishna is that we spend our resources in His service. And my experience over 40 years is when we do this, He always replaces it with more. I've seen it again and again and again. I mean, I literally can take it to the bank. Literally. That when we use our resources for Krishna, then He always protects me. I've been traveling all over the world all these years. Let me see. Since 1975, 32 years. 30, yeah, traveling. And sometimes I worked, but most of the time I didn't. Where did I get the money? Where did I get the travel expenses or the other facilities I need? I can't tell you exactly. It just sort of came to me. It was a miracle, actually. Yeah. And it's not like I was preaching all the time. It's not like I was going up to people in the street and saying, hey, give me some money. I'm a great guy. I'm not like that. I'm too shy. But what I was doing was every day chanting, studying the scriptures, and when I found somebody who had good intelligence, I would tell them about what I knew and what my experiences and what they could do to help to improve their lives. So that's been my occupation now for more than 30 years, to help people improve their lives by this knowledge. And I want to expand these activities. I want to be able to help more people. We came up with a great idea last night
Es una gran idea ayer.
to present
Presentar
the research that shows that meditation
investigaciones
helps solve
que muestran
urban problems like crime,
que la meditación
poverty,
puede resolver problemas
disease,
como crimen,
you
pobreza,
know. We were talking about hyperactivity in the
o
children and
hiperactividad en los niños.
the discipline problems in the schools and how that could be helped by meditation and so on.
Es que eso puede ser
And there's research around it
resuelto a través de
confirms this.
meditación. Y hay investigación que lo confirma.
What is the cause of the problems of the body and the
¿Cuál es
mind?
la causa de los problemas del cuerpo?
It's spiritual.
Son espirituales.
Yeah. So that's the root cause,
Esa es la causa raíz.
and it will also show up in
Y eso se
subsequent
muestra
causes like
también
mental anxiety
una ansiedad
and
mental,
wrong ideas about life,
ideas incorrectas de la vida,
criminal activities,
ideas
drugs.
criminales, drogas.
Drugs are very, very common in our
Las drogas son muy
society.
comunes en la sociedad.
Alcohol is a drug.
O el alcohol,
Very
por
dangerous
ejemplo,
drug.
que es una droga.
If we could somehow present this
Si de alguna
information
u otra
to the
forma
local government
podemos presentar esta información al gobierno local
to convince them to
para
sponsor some
convencerlos
local
de
research
patrocinar
programs
algún programa local,
that would give us a platform for
nos daría una plataforma
large-scale spiritual
para
education.
educar espiritualmente a mayor escala.
And not that we want to change anybody's
No
religion,
queramos cambiar la religión de nadie,
but we want to encourage them to practice the religion they've got.
practiquen la religión que tienen.
I mean, how many people practice all the 10 Commandments?
¿Cuánta gente practica
Ajá.
los 10 mandamientos?
Anybody who eats meat is
Alguien
killing.
que coma carne, está
So,
matando.
anybody who doesn't engage, or at least the majority of their income in some kind of spiritual work,
La mayor parte de su ingreso
is
en algún tipo de
they're
trabajo
coveting
espiritual
God's property.
están envidiando la propiedad de Dios.
People think that the 10 Commandments are only on
La
a
gente
human
cree que los 10
level,
mandamientos son
but
solo
no,
humanos, pero no,
they're about God.
son de Dios.
Try to understand.
Traten de entender.
So these laws are meant for very broad
Estas
application.
leyes están hechas para una aplicación amplia.
And if we can make people understand,
Podemos hacer que la gente entienda.
maybe we can reduce some of the
Tal
suffering
vez
in the world.
podemos reducir algo del sufrimiento.
And that's going to happen through education.
Y eso
So
sucede a
education
través
is the best
de la
thing.
educación. La educación es lo mejor.
In the Vedic
En
society,
la sociedad védica,
the spiritual education
la educación
was
espiritual
for everybody.
era para
Everyone was
todos.
expected to take courses
Todo el
like
mundo
this.
debe tomar cursos como este.
No one, especially in the upper classes of society,
Las clases altas de la
they were all
sociedad,
expected to be
todos
initiated.
se esperaba que fueran iniciados.
If you weren't an initiate,
Si uno no era iniciado,
you couldn't have a
no
position in the
podía tener
government
una
or in
posición
any leadership position in business,
liderazgo
or
en negocios.
nobody would accept. Just see how far we've come, huh?
Vean qué tan lejos hemos llegado.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate